Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. In this video, we are going to study how to write a quality descriptive essay. Now, what exactly is a descriptive essay? And this video is both for ICSE class 9, 10 and ISC class 11 and 12. So all 4-year students, please see this video till the end. What exactly is a descriptive video? You need to describe what you are seeing. Describe करते वक्त आप किस चीज का ध्यान देंगे? You will need to bear in mind that I describe what I'm seeing, I describe what I'm hearing, I describe what I'm tasting. If in case you are tasting something or you are seeing someone tasting something, or the sense of smell that you are smelling something nice, some bad odor, whatever be the case. So you need to include all this, and also the sense of touch. Now, depending on the subject, maybe it's possible that all 5 senses may not be included, but you should at least include 3 if not 4 senses to the maximum extent possible. इस चीज का ध्यान हमेशा रखना. Also, another thing that you need to bear in mind is that the question, for example, here it is peak summer, right? This is an important detail given, and you decide to accompany your grandfather on his early morning walk. Describe the morning scene, what you saw and heard as you walked with your grandfather, right? So this is the detail which has been given. So summer, early morning walk, grandfather. These 3 are the important elements that need to be highlighted in your essay. Now, this particular essay is from my book of 60 essays for ISC. But since we are now run out of ICSE, see, this book is as good for ISC as it is for ICSE. I can say this with guarantee because this contains detailed instructions on how to write a narrative, how to write a descriptive, how to write an original story, how to write an argumentative. सब कुछ detail में है. तो अगर आपने 2 categories of people, students should buy this book, and जल्दी करो because Amazon Pay actually it is now selling at a highly discounted price. Okay. If you have not got the class 9 and 10 book, you should buy this because that is now out of stock. I'm not printing any more of that. And I've been saying this for the last 3 months. This book, if you are going into ISC, you should buy it because uska fayda, you can take it in ICSC itself. So grab this book before this also goes out of stock. So you can go to Amazon. It is selling at a discounted price. So let's see what exactly I have written in this particular essay. Now, how do I start? My summer holiday, summer holiday. So I've associated with that. That's how, otherwise you'll be in a rush to go to school. So I have ensured that I am on vacation and have enough time to go on an early morning walk with my grandpa. My summer holiday had begun and I had promised my grandfather that I would accompany him on the early morning walk. So I've never been there. I've never woken up so early. So it is a new experience for me. That feeling has to be highlighted in the essay. As we left, I noticed that the sun was breaking through the clouds. Now, one mistake that some of you may make is to write the first paragraph entirely on how difficult it was for you to get up in the morning. But if you see the topic, that's not what the topic is about, right? I had in fact written an earlier essay about, getting up early to accompany, to drop your younger sibling to his coaching center, tuition center, etc. बट उसमें वो स्ट्रगल की जरूरत नहीं है, उसमें थोड़ा सा जरूरी था, बट इसमें सीधा सीधा आप मॉर्निंग वॉक की बात करेंगे. सो ऑलवेज रीड द क्वेश्चन एंड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज इट primarily focusing on. As we left, I noticed that the sun was breaking through the clouds to make its presence known. So it is that red and yellow and orangish kind of a hue of the morning sky. The feel of the mild sunshine on my skin was soothing too. So you can, feel the sense of touch, the sunshine falling on your tender skin. That is the sense of touch. You're describing it in these words, the mild sunshine. Unlike my grandpa, who was an early riser, this was a completely new experience for me because I'd never been a morning person. His morning routine was to go for a long walk, and he did not need a smartwatch to track the kilometers he walked. He knew exactly that I am walking for 8 kilometers, 5 kilometers, whatever be the distance. On the first morning, I realized how foolish I had been all these years for not experiencing the refreshing air filled with the scent of flowers, the sense of smell, and dewy grass. Now, that is something which you are observing. Amidst the rare serenity, now look at the choice of words. It gives you a soothing kind of feeling. That's what is needed in a quality descriptive essay. So if someone tells you ki jaake likh dena, sorry, you need to focus, and that will make the difference between a 12 out of a 20 and a 20 out of 20 essay. Amidst the rare serenity that seemed reserved for the early risers, it's like, only the early risers will be able to experience this. Isn't that true? The sun was busy at work painting the morning sky in hues of orange and yellow. So you are kind of giving a sense. As you read this last line, your mind paints a picture ki okay, aisa raha hoga, morning sky, the sun is breaking through, the sun is yellow, orange, those kind of bright, radiant colors, right? So this is the sense of smell of flowers and the sense of sight. Now we will get into more detail. My grandfather and I were both appropriately dressed for the walk, wearing smart track pants and sneakers. Now that is, again, see, many of the descriptive essays will also need details like this. Now, it's extra detail which kind of gives you a complete picture. There's no point talking only about the scenery. You need to talk about, because it is about you and your grandfather. So you need to describe how you are dressed, what you did, everything, right? I realized that he followed a specific route, calling out to the stray dogs on the way as they clambered around him, wagging their tail. Now you see the fact, I've introduced new elements, because that's what, and here is where your imagination will come into play. Your imagination has to be at work. What would be the morning walk scenes? You will have those stray dogs, you will have the municipal workers, you will have the chai wala selling morning tea, there will be other morning walkers. So you need to imagine. So your imagination has to be at work. So they clambered. So you can imagine the scene, your grandfather there and about 3-4 stray dogs coming. And what does he do? He fed them biscuits that he told me he carried every day for his canine friends. I've used, instead of using again dogs, I've used the word canine, and I have used the word friends because they're all his friends. So it gives you a sense, it tells you a side of your grandfather's persona, that this is his character. So, anyone reading it will be able to imagine, oh, grandfather, friendly guy, pet friendly person, he cares for them, which is why he carries biscuits for the stray dogs every day, and that he told me he carried every day. So it is an information that he has provided him with. So that is again something very important. Not only did he know their names, he even knew their age. And it again shows a sense of, friendship, of being involved with their lives, that he had named them, or he knew their names. The birds, as they always do, were up before anyone else. So now you are going to get introduced to the birds also. Their delightful chirps, the sense of sound, and tweets, the way they were chirping around, created a beautiful background score for our morning odyssey. Now you see, I've kind of elevated the sense of our morning walk, calling it an odyssey, right? So this is how you elevate, with the help of beautiful language. And this particular topic, this kind of language, you may not need for something which is very ordinary, something in the afternoon you're going for, sitting at the shop, or in the morning, it may not. But for a topic like this, it lends itself to this kind of language. The municipality sweepers were cleaning the streets, and their brooms striking against the fallen dry leaves made a distinct swishing sound. So you see the kind of figure of speech I have used, right? The sound being conveyed through the word swishing. Fallen dry leaves, it is a sight, but you can imagine when the broom is striking against the fallen dry leaves, the kind of sound it will create. So you see the sense of sound, the sense of sight, the sense of smell, the sense of, not taste so much, it will come after a while now. So all these senses have been used, and the sense of touch, the sunshine falling on your skin. There were other morning walkers as well, some of them milling around a tea shop. Milling around means they're all there around tea shop, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, sipping a hot cup of the beverage, and this is a sense of taste. They are all drinking tea. My grandfather engaged in small talk with some of them. I could not help noticing the camaraderie between them. So they're all friends. They know each other. They meet every day in the morning like this. As we made our way home after an hour, the streets came alive. When you're coming back, the streets are looking different. The morning was quiet, but now the morning is actually much more alive because many more people have got up and are going about their morning work. The peaceful morning atmosphere was gradually replaced by the hustle and bustle of people starting their day. Women were decorating their homes with colorful rangoli. Now you see, rangoli is a Hindi word, right? So I have used this word, but I have taken care to put it in single comma, inverted comma, so that you make it clear that I'm using a Hindi word, but it is appropriate out here, right? If you had put design, it would not really convey the same kind of a meaning, right? Of a feeling rather. A uniquely Indian tradition. During the walk, my grandfather had enlightened me. He was constantly, it shows that the two of them were constantly interacting with each other about different aspects of Indian life, interspersing them with stories from his own life. I came to the realization that the morning walk held more value than just being a form of exercise. It's not just exercise. What is it? Now, read the last line carefully. It was a communion with nature. You are kind of getting in touch with nature, and a lesson in appreciating the quiet beauty of life. I felt grateful to my grandfather for introducing me to this world. It's a different world. That's what I want to convey. I mean, you may say, why this world? Because the morning world, early morning hour is actually a very different kind of an experience to the rest of the 23 hours of the day. And that's what the grandson, you feel. Now here, you see, you are playing yourself, and that's another thing which you need to bear in mind for every essay, especially narrative and descriptive, that you need to be yourself. If you are using the word I in first person, you have to be yourself, and that's what the topic is saying. The topic says very clearly that it is peak summer and you decided to accompany. So it's expecting a 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old to say the story as playing your age, not someone who is 30 or 35 or 40. So bear that in mind. So I hope this gives you clarity on how exactly to approach a descriptive essay, the kind of things that you need to keep in mind. And as I said, get hold of this book. It will really be of huge advantage. Just search for it on Amazon. You will get it right away. And I think delivery will be done in a couple of days. So you can get it well in time before your exam so that you can make full use of it. ICSE and ISC students, all of you, in fact, you would be very surprised to know that I got to know that someone who is preparing for his GRE is actually using this book. There are 2 students who are preparing for their MBA essay writing, because that's part of the admission process, who are using this book. So it's going beyond just ICSE and ISC, because the kind of content which is there, you may actually be able to use it even in those kind of examinations. Tata, bye bye. Thank you very much. Namaskar.